Speaking of acquisitions, the big one this offseason for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And thank heavens, Game 1 is approaching. It will be Friday in Columbus. He joins us now, David Clarkson. David, welcome to Tim and Sid. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
We're talking about music.
I heard that a little bit about Jock Jam.
Yeah. And we've heard this rumor about Miley Cyrus, We Can't Stop. Might be played in the dressing room following wins. Can you confirm or deny?
I have no comment.
No comment.
No, David, say it ain't so. I wanted a firm denial, and I didn't get it.
I haven't played yet, so I have no idea what's being played after games. That's my answer.
And he's sticking to it, apparently.
And that's a pretty safe answer, actually, when you really think about it. Okay, Dave, just do us a favor.
Hold on. Are we going to see this on HBO 24/7, though? Like, eventually, will we get an answer?
Well, let's pass it. David, if you walk in there and that's the case, change it, please. You have to be the voice of reason. I know it had I don't know if it's Dion's call. I don't know whose call that is. I know you're one of the new guys. You got to fix that. That cannot run on HBO and Sportsnet. Can't.
I have no idea. I'll have to see when I get in there.
All right. Okay. So that's all right. We'll deal with that another day. Let me ask you the simple yet relevant question. How ready are you for this?
Yeah. You know what? I think anytime you're in a new spot, you're starting a new chapter of your life and career. I think it's obviously you want to be a part of it, and to sit back and watch has been one of the hardest things. But I think, like I said earlier, when the team's winning, that's the most important thing. When you're finding ways to win, and our scoring's coming very widespread, which shows the depth we have, and it's been great to the success that we're having. So it's always a positive.
You're an enthusiastic player. On a level of 1 to 10, where are you on the geeked meter to get back into the lineup? And do you have to temper that at all to make sure that you're not too far?
You know what? I think I've got to come in here and just play the way I was what I was brought here to do. And I think really, you can't get too fired up or too. You just got to go out there and play. So. I'm not going to change too much about, the way I play. I was going to play that same style of hockey I always have, being around the net and finishing my checks and good in my zone. And I'm just going to play that game. I'm not going to come out flying a million miles an hour, but I'm going to go out there and just play what I was brought here to do.
David, in hindsight, how tough was it watching for 10 games and was it worth it?
I think it was very hard watching for 10 games and, but I think at the end of the day, anytime, something bad happens or you have to take a negative and try to make it a positive. And that's what I did. I think I'm lucky enough to have a staff here in Toronto, from the trainers, the equipment guys, to the, the medical guys, to Belza, our strength coach, who's really pushed me and worked with me over the last month or so. And so, I think all of that I've taken as a positive. I've worked with Barb and tried to prepare the most I can. The question, do I regret it? I think every situation calls for a different measure. And like I've said before, I made my decision. I tend to try to play the game with my heart on my sleeve, and sometimes that gets you in trouble, but I've done it my whole career, and I think that's also what's gotten me to where I am today.
David Clarkson of your Toronto Maple Leafs joining us here on Tim and Sid. I realize for a couple different reasons you can't defend jumping off the bench, but do you think it helped build chemistry on this team?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to try to say that I did something that I don't know if I did. I think anytime a situation, whether it's a brawl or, not just me leaving the bench, but Phil doing what he did and showing everybody how tough he is, and I think anytime something like that happens in a game, it always builds something. Right. I think it, and nothing to do with me leaving the bench, but I think anytime a situation like that happens, it tends to boost the team. It tends to do something to the locker room, and I believe that really did something to us in exhibition.
David Clarkson here on Tim and Sid, Sportsnet 590 The Fan. His first regular season game as a Leaf will be Friday in Columbus, and you can listen to it right here on the radio side. Leafs TV will have the game later this week. David, you've been in a unique spot with this team in that you've been allowed to practice. Obviously, you can't play. After 10 games, what is your opinion of this club?
You know what? I think we've been finding a way to win. I think I thought last game we played great. I think our goaltending from both goaltenders have been phenomenal. Our defense has played well, and I think last game we played one of our better games we've had. But I think as a team, good teams find ways to win. I think anybody in sports will tell you that. Not every game's been the prettiest, but we're finding ways to win, and that's what it's all about, especially at this time of the season. And it's I don't want to say fun to watch, but I mean, when you're winning, it makes things a lot easier on me. It keeps some people off of my back, but it's also been nice to see.
You grew up in this city. You realized that if it had been a 2-8 or 3-7 start, you would have taken a bunch of heat, eh?
Yeah, no, that's why I said it keeps everybody off my back there. But you know what? I think people got to realize, whether it's the media, the fans, not one player can do anything. You know, I think when you play in this game long enough, you'll realize that the year we went to the finals, we lost some of our Brodeur, Kovalchuk, a lot of guys that when you have depth and you have a locker room, you find ways to win. And obviously it hurts a team when you lose guys. But I thought we did a phenomenal job. I thought the young guys that were called up, and some are still there, played well, and that's what good teams do, and it shows the depth that the Toronto Maple Leafs have in their organization.
What was the biggest thing that jumped out at you while watching 10 straight games, which I'm sure you haven't done a ton in your career?
I joked with some of the media. It looks a lot easier from up there where they're sitting, but you know what? I think when you get down on that ice, everything happens so quick. You know, when you're sitting up that high, it looks like certain situations, but I think when you're on that ice, everything happens very, very fast. And I think for me personally, I just tried to pick up on little things about the power play or penalty kill. And like I said earlier today, like power play, penalty kill will win games today. And fortunate for us, our power play and our penalty kill have been outstanding. But I think personally, you just try to pick up little things that might help you when you get up, and you work twice as hard off the ice, and make sure you're prepared to go when that first game hits.
David, obviously the shots on goal total has been a bit of a talking point. And in terms of what offensive guys can do, and at times Randy Carlisle's gone down this road with the media, there hasn't been, in his eyes, sometimes enough of a forecheck, enough sustained pressure. Second guy in has been trailing way too far behind. Is that an aspect of this Leafs team where you think short term you can help tighten up?
You know, I'm not going to comment much on about what I can. You know, the game I play is, you know, putting the puck in the net, being around the net, being physical, trying to be that first guy in to finish hits. All I'm going to control is what I can do. I'm not coming in to try to, you know, finish or save any issues that anyone feels like we have. But I think the more and more we go here, we start getting guys back like McLaren, Fraze. All those are pieces to the puzzle that they feel they've built, and I'm going to go out there and obviously work hard. But like I said, I know what the media has been saying about shots on net, and you never want to have too many shots and not getting many. Eventually it catches up to you. But I think, like I said, somehow we're finding ways to win, and we're doing little things that are making us successful.
All right, I know Joffrey Lupul has a little DJ Jazzy Jeff in him. Is that who we're talking to about this Miley Cyrus controversy as we move forward? Because obviously that's the priority.
I have no, like I said, I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Okay.
I have not been in the
club.
locker room.
Join the club.
All right, we'll let you off on that one.
Well, actually, sorry, Dave, one last thing.
Yeah.
Who are you going to play with? Who's going to be on your line?
You know what? I have no idea. That hasn't been something that has been spoken about or mentioned, but wherever Randy puts me, that's where I'll be. You know, that'll be the coach's decision as to where I fit or where he wants me to be, and I'm just coming in and I'm going to play the game that I was brought here to play. I'm not worried, not looking into too much about where I'll be or where I won't be. I'm just going to come out and play my game.
Great of you to take time joining us, and I heard you might be an NFL fan, so we might have to bring you on and talk a little NFL with you soon, okay?
Sounds good. Thanks for having me, guys.